Time and Space Journey, Fruit of Wishes. Chapter 1, The Choice of Fate. The night was like ink, and under the blue starry sky, there was only the occasional sound of a car in the silent city. Shen Ruolai stared at the small wish in his hand. It glowed with a faint golden light, like a bright star in the darkness, and reminded her of the stories of the past. Her fingers brushed lightly over the surface of the fruit, and she silently made a wish in her heart. If you could go back in time, do it all over again. It was just a trivial wish, but just as her wish was made, a sudden change occurred. The whole world seemed to tremble, and the long river of time and space was like a broken crystal, cracking open in an instant. An ray of light rushed straight into the sky. A familiar world gradually emerged in front of Shen Ruolai's eyes, which was the virtual game world she had traveled to, the other side of time. She never imagined that she would be able to return to that familiar place again, and not only that, but she would be back to the moment she first entered the game. The characters in the game, those countless adventures, and the faint painful memories all come flooding back to my heart. Chapter 2, Return to the Game World. Shen Ruolai is in a world completely different from reality at the moment. It is a world of fantasy and magic, surrounded by a green forest, and the whispers of mountains can be heard in the distance. She stands in front of a huge city named Heavenly Machine City, which was once her home in the game. Ruolai, this is the choice of fate, you can't miss this opportunity again. A familiar voice sounded in his ears, and Shen Ruolai turned around and saw a paladin wearing golden armor and a resolute face. His name is Mirong Jingchen, a former gaming companion and her most trusted friend in the gaming world. Mirong Jingchen. Shen Ruolai muttered in a low voice, she didn't expect him to come to this world as well. That's right, Ruolai, I'm here too. Mirong Jingchen's face showed a smile that he hadn't seen for a long time, but there was a hint of helplessness. However, the place we are in now is not just a game. The time of this world has become intertwined with the time of reality, in other words, our destiny has begun to change. Shen Ruolai's eyes widened, her heart was full of doubts, but she didn't know how to ask. You know what? We are now back to the beginning. Mirong Jingchen's tone gradually became heavy. This is an opportunity to be reborn, but it is also an extremely dangerous opportunity. Our choices will affect the future of the entire world. Shen Ruolai clenched the wish fruit in her hand, her inner confusion and expectation were intertwined, she didn't know what kind of result this rebirth would bring her. Chapter 3, The Arrival of Two Younger Sisters. With the passage of time, Shen Ruolai gradually found that she was no longer the simple player she was at the beginning. Her identity has changed dramatically. In this world, she is not just an ordinary player in the game, but is endowed with immense power. To her left was a girl named Xia, about 16 years old, with a delicate appearance, wearing a long purple dress, and her eyes were clear, like a leaf on the surface of a lake, swaying gently. She is a mysterious sorcerer who specializes in controlling the power of time and space. On the right is another girl, her name is Gu Minjiu, her appearance is cold and noble, and her long golden hair flutters in the wind, like an angel descending. Her background is even more mysterious, with great force and extraordinary intelligence. The appearance of these two girls made Shen Ruolai stunned. Who are they? Shen Ruolai asked in a low voice. They're your sisters. Mirong Jingchen's words were like a heavy blow, making Shen Ruolai instantly stunned. Xia and Gu Minjiu, these two girls who have a blood relationship with Shen Ruolai, turned out to be her sister in this world. Their fate is closely related to hers, however, these two girls each hide huge secrets. Chapter 4, The Power to Influence the World. As time progresses, Shen Ruolai finds herself drawn into a struggle over the fate of the world. Her team, a seemingly insignificant group, turned out to be the key to changing the course of the game. And Mirong Jingchen's status as a paladin has also brought huge resources and strength. His sacred weapon, untold money, and vast knowledge give the team an unmatched advantage. But as their power grows, a larger conspiracy emerges. In this world, hidden enemies have begun to move, and Shen Ruolai and her sisters will become the key figures in this catastrophe. Ruolai, now you have enough power. Mirong Jingchen's tone became firm, however, all this is not enough. We need stronger allies to change the world forever. Shen Ruolai took a deep breath, and there was a hint of determination in her eyes. This time, she is no longer a simple player, but a powerhouse who can influence the fate of the world. Chapter 5, A Turning Point in Fate. As events unfolded, Shen Ruolai and her team gradually discovered that the world was more than just a game. Behind it, there is a deeper conspiracy and power. When everything gradually became clear, Shen Ruolai finally discovered that the wish fruit was not just a simple prop, but the power behind it could travel through time and space and change fate. And her mission is to prevent a great catastrophe and save the world from destruction. This adventure of time and space, fate, and choice has just begun. Chapter 6, The Mysterious Enemy. As Shen Ruolai becomes familiar with the rules of this world, she finds herself and her sisters not only facing the challenges of the real world, but also a mysterious force from the shadows. The existence of this force is as invisible as a shadow, but its threat is incomparably great. One day, Shen Ruolai was discussing future plans with Mirong Jingchen on the central square of Tianji City, when suddenly, an unfamiliar figure appeared in the distance. He was dressed in a black robe, and his face was obscured by shadows, making it difficult to see his true face. The man just stood in place, staring at Shen Ruolai quietly, as if waiting for something. Who is he? A hint of vigilance flashed in So Xia's eyes, and her body exuded a strong mana at any time. He's not simple. Mirong Jingchen's brows furrowed slightly, and he clenched the hilt of the sword beside him. This aura is completely different from the evil power I have seen in the past. The black-robed man slowly raised his head, looked at Shen Ruolai coldly, and said in a low voice, "Do you think that with power, you can change your fate?" "You're wrong, Shen Ruolai. Fate is never rewritten, it is only hidden until the time is right." Shen Ruolai's heartbeat accelerated instantly, and she felt an extremely strong sense of oppression. Not only does this man possess great power, but his words seem to reveal some kind of unfathomable foreknowledge. "Who are you?" Shen Ruolai couldn't help but ask. The black-robed man didn't respond, just waved the staff in his hand lightly, and then his figure disappeared into the air in an instant, like a wisp of smoke, without a trace. "This is no ordinary enemy." Mirong Jingchen's face was solemn. "This person seems to know our plans, and even knows the future direction better than us. We have to find him." Shen Ruolai's eyes were firm. No matter who the other party was, she would not let it go easily. Chapter 7, The Search for Lost Relics. Under the guidance of Mirong Jingchen and Shen Ruolai, So Xia and Gu Minjiahu also gradually realized that they had to seek more help in the face of that mysterious enemy. In order to break through the current predicament, Shen Ruolai decides to lead the team to find the lost ruins, which are rumored to contain mysterious forces capable of defeating all evil. Their journey began. It's a journey full of dangers and challenges. The surrounding environment can change at any time. Desolate deserts, gloomy forests, huge mountains, and unknown dangers are hidden everywhere. One day, when they arrived at a seemingly calm lake, So Xia suddenly stopped and whispered, "There is a problem here." "What's wrong?" Shen Ruolai turned to look at her. So Xia frowned, chanted the incantation softly, and then a ray of light shot out from her hand, illuminating the depths of the lake. On the surface of the lake, a sealed ancient rune suddenly appeared, and those runes exuded mysterious power, as if some kind of forbidden power was guarding this place. "It's seal." A hint of surprise flashed in Gu Minjiahu's eyes. "This lake is the key to entering the lost ruins." Shen Ruolai's heart moved. She knew that this was exactly the place they were looking for. The next challenge will be the ultimate test of their strength and wisdom. Chapter 8, The Lost Legacy. With So Xia's help, the team successfully unlocked the seal in the lake. As they stepped into the ruins, Shen Ruolai felt a powerful force coming from the depths of the ruins. This power seemed to resonate with the mysterious power of the Fruit of Wishes, which made her feel extremely excited. Inside the ruins is a huge underground palace surrounded by ancient reliefs and mysterious runes. Shen Ruolai and her team walked cautiously through the silent palace, seemingly challenging their limits with every step. Suddenly, there was a low noise from the depths of the palace. As the sound drew closer, a large stone statue slowly emerged from the wall, a huge warrior statue with 5 eyes and armor. "It's... what?" Shen Ruolai frowned. "This is the guardian of the ruins, and legend has it that only by passing its test can you gain the power of the depths of the ruins." Mirong Jingchen's tone was full of vigilance. "Then we'll just have to rise to the challenge," Shen Ruolai said in a deep voice, ready to meet this unknown trial. Chapter 9, The Tests of Experimentation. The 5 eyes of the stone statue lit up instantly, and with a low roar, the huge stone statue moved. It stomped heavily on the ground with each step, making a deafening sound. Shen Ruolai, Mirong Jingchen, So Xia and Gu Minjiahu quickly gathered themselves together, ready to meet the challenge from this guardian. This test is not only a competition of strength, but also a test of wisdom and teamwork. Whenever the 5 eyes of the stone statue stared at someone, that person would be trapped in a huge illusion and unable to escape. These illusions are so real that they can be memories of the past or the deepest fears. Only through the trials of illusion can one gain true power. Shen Ruolai's heart was not calm. When her gaze was caught by the eyes of the stone statue, a familiar scene instantly appeared in front of her eyes. It was her past memory, the scene of her failure in the game, and Mirong Jingchen's back gradually drifted away. "Don't be afraid." A familiar voice sounded in her ears, and Shen Ruolai suddenly came back to her senses and found that Mirong Jingchen was standing beside her, his eyes full of determination and trust. "You're not alone," he said softly to Shen Ruolai. With these words, Shen Ruolai's heart was firm again, and she knew that no matter what kind of test she faced, the trust and support between the team would be her greatest strength. Chapter 10, The World Has Changed. In the end, Shen Ruolai and her team successfully passed the trial and gained the mysterious power in the ruins. And this power is used to fight against the evil forces that lurk in the shadows. As her strength grew, Shen Ruolai gradually discovered that she not only possessed powerful magic and combat skills, but could even control the flow of time and space. She felt that she was becoming more and more connected to the world, as if she had become the guardian of this world. However, the mysterious black-robed man was still watching from the shadows, and there was an imperceptible coldness in his smile. Shen Ruolai knew that this battle had just begun. The fate of the future is still in her hands. And she will lead the world to a new era. The future is still full of challenges, but Shen Ruolai and her team will continue to move forward bravely.